Anish Giri. I think it took more time for us to set up the camera than the game actually lasted.
Which is partly your own fault because you set up the camera way too long. But
yes.
Let's go on.
Exactly. Yeah, okay, today like a quick draw against Richard Rapport. How would you sum up your tournament?
Actually, Richard made a very good joke, which is maybe not such a joke after all. He told me if I had played the Greenfield the entire tournament, I would have maybe won it. And there is some point in that, because I lost the 2 games in the Nimzo-Catalan complex. And I kind of lost it pretty much out of the opening, both of them. So in a way, maybe that's where it all went wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, so Greenfield for life.
Yes, Greenfield for life.
But like, how would you? Well, how was your tournament? Like,
yeah, I think my preparation was not very good. I've spent a lot of effort. Given the circumstances that I had, I've did my best to prepare for the tournament, and I spent a lot of time, more than I expected. But yeah, not really on the right things in hindsight, and and maybe that was also partly why my play was not very good. And there were a couple of highlights midway. When I got out of the opening with an okay position, I played well against Yesipenko. It was a good game, and against Shankland as well. It was a very straightforward game, but yeah, there were too many downsides, and finally the score is all right, for sure. But yeah, not very happy with how the whole thing went.
Yeah. Before the tournament, you told me that you also use this tournament basically like a little bit to prepare for the Grand Prix. A lot of other players here have exactly the same feeling. Do you think you're warmed up for the Grand Prix, and how do you see the Grand Prix season?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, every well, I wouldn't say bad turn, but every loss and every moment you stumble, given that you work hard, is very important, because that shows you, that things you improve, and this is a very important feedback. So I think I'm motivated to do few important things before the Grand Prix. I've seen what can go wrong. I've seen what can go right. So I'll try to work on that. And well, circumstances have to fall my way to win the Grand Prix series. But I think that I saw here that there is hope for sure. And yeah, I have some time now, which is very nice. I already know what I should work on. I have some interesting ideas on how to improve my play, and hopefully, I'll be able to accelerate into the Grand Prix.
What is your favorite game of this tournament? Not only yours, but just like the game that you've seen here, Masters or Challengers.
A good question. I mean, for me, it was very easy to say that. I think against Yesipenko, against Shankland, there was a little, in a way, there was not that much. That many difficult decisions I had to take, but against Yesipenko was very good. From the other players, Magnus's yesterday game, I have to say Magnus's games though, it is incredible how far into the game he's prepared. He didn't have to play any unfamiliar positions, like already by the time he starts the game, like the character of the position is crystallized. So I mean, yesterday, for example, it was just, I've also had this line, where black gets 2 bishops, takes on b3, goes a5, and already by the time he has to start playing, he's in a familiar position, which is very clarified. So yeah, but still a very beautiful game, I think, yesterday of Magnus, and surely some others of him were good. He played a lot of high quality games. I mean, it's just the preparation goes straight into the conversion. There's just not that much creative process, but very beautiful games in hindsight. And yeah, a lot of good games, I'm sure. Challenge. Oh, well, of course, Erwin's game yesterday was really, really good. Very beautiful exchange sacrifice, also very correct, and then yeah, very nice concept overall. I have to say I clicked through, of course, through all the games, but it's not like I recall Arjun's games. I mean, many of them were very easy, very straightforward. It felt like he's just class apart, at least here. So didn't see anything there that caught my eye. Yeah, I mean, many fighting games really here. Fabiano was fighting, Schach was fighting, everybody. Richard also had a lot of interesting games. Videt's games were, just a lot of games in terms of content, I think, only slightly overshadowed by a couple of show draws, like the one I just did now with Black Pieces.
That's the chess tournament event you haven't won yet. Will 2023 be your year?
Well, I mean, it's not at all a given that I'm fighting for the first place, first of all. And in this tournament started, it seemed like this is definitely going to be it. I had a little bit of, weirdly stacked, let's say, pairings that the start was really rough the way it happened. So I didn't convert my white games. I got a black with Magnus, which I ran into trouble. And then I also got a black at some point against Fabi, which also looked bad at some point. But eventually I managed to, sort of fight for the first place. I think if I had played better in the opening against Duda, because against Duda I was at the time having 4 in a row, of which 1 was forfeit. Still 3 in a row is not bad. So there I was kind of hopeful, and I had white against Duda, and I just kind of got into a position from the opening where I'm just fighting for a draw. So that kind of ruined it a bit. If I had won that game, I doubt I would have. I mean, if I'd won that game, I would have probably more energy, and I would have done something smarter against Jordan, and wouldn't have fallen into that opening thing. And then maybe if I'm on a high and I play Niels with white, it's again a different story than what it was yesterday. So I think I had chances there to win this year as well. But in terms of next year, we have to start from scratch again. It depends how I'll prepare, depends how the pairings go, and just to be honest, the fact that I'm able to compete with these great players is already something I don't take for granted.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.